It's a huge day for the haters. I mean, again, every day is a huge day for the haters because so many of you roll out of the rack and look to hate. It's not a good way to go through life, honestly. It's just a reality. It's much easier for some of you to hate than it is to actually do the work or give somebody else credit. Anyway, today is a good day if you're one of those people. The haters had a major dub today, in fact, especially if you're a Laker hater and a LeCap hater. The ones who say that LeCap hasn't won a real championship in LA, and it's not won a real championship since 2016, well, this is a big day for y'all. And I know it's a lot of you. And by a lot of you, I think pretty much all of you listening right now. Because I know so many of you are going to enjoy a dub today, courtesy of Daryl Morey. Because Daryl Morey decided to sling some lava around via The Athletic when asked about the legitimacy of the Lakers' 2020 bubble title. It's one of your favorite topics. I know this. I remember I fought this fight when it went down for quite some time, like a year or two. Haters, you're going to like this. I don't agree with this, but you're going to like this. Listen up, because this is what you've been waiting for. A big moment for you. And I quote, this is Daryl Morey to The Athletic. Quote, had the Rockets won the title, I absolutely would have celebrated it as legitimate, knowing the immense effort and resilience required. Yet, everyone I speak to around the league privately agrees that it doesn't truly hold up as a genuine championship. Perhaps the lasting legacy of the NBA bubble is that the NBA should be proud of its leadership at both the beginning and the end of the pandemic, even though the champion will forever be marked by an asterisk. End of quote. I mean, the one thing I'll say about Morey, this is what I've always respected about this guy. The lava. This dude just says things that no other executive really would say. But, I mean, talk about talking out of both sides of your mouth. He starts off by saying, if we won it, I'd be really proud of it. However, everybody I talk to says that it's really not legitimate. Now, if I won, I would never be saying this. Hey, you know what I bet, Daryl? I bet all those same people that you talk to, everybody you talk to, also would not be saying it if they won. But there you have it, haters. Everyone is saying it, at least according to Daryl Morey, so it must be true. The bubble title officially has an asterisk. Congrats to all the haters. Congrats to all the lava slingers. You were actually, officially right for once. I guess it really was a tainted title after all. Hang an asterisk on it. It's tainted. It doesn't matter. Case closed. Wrong answer. No, that's not how that is. I know that I'm in the minority on this, and I know I'm right about this. How do I know I'm right? I just do. I've got a mind, a brain, I'm logical. I know essentially everybody thinks exactly, at least all of you, and apparently a number of his peers. I know people seem to think exactly what he just said. I'm not one of those people. And don't come running up in here and calling me, hey, Laker Jim, Laker honk. Don't be telling me to put my Laker car flags away. Hey, Lauren, that's not helping me. Man, stop shopping that stuff. When you show my rig, show my real rig with my Dodger flags. You know what my real rig looks like. There's no Laker flags on my rig. If you listen to this show, you know there's no Laker flags on my rig. So don't come running up in here calling me a Laker honk or calling me Laker Jim or telling me to put my Laker flags away. You know that I'm not about that life. You know that I don't hype them up. You know that I don't applaud everything they do. Hell, I barely applaud anything they do. I've spent the entire time since they left that bubble essentially criticizing them for letting LeGM be LeGM, for letting LeGM in street clothes scapegoat head coaches and run them under the bus, for letting LeCap draft his son, for letting LeCap hire his podcast-sipping buddy to coach the team. Any number of things. I'm essentially as far as you can get from a Laker apologist, especially for somebody who grew up in LA. I'm no Laker honk. I just don't think. And see, I'm objective though. I don't think the bubble title was tainted. I said it when they won it. I've said it since. I actually remember what bubble ball was like. I've been saying since the bubble, if anything, it was a tougher title to win, not an easier one. If you go back to the, not the bite, but the quote from Morey, he said as much. There was no home court advantage there. There weren't like distractions of any sort. There wasn't even an audience. It was just ball, all the time. A war every single time out. And if you really think back to those games and what they were like, that's what they were like. Remember the discussion also, for the first time almost ever, there was a lot of talk about the mental health challenges that the players were facing being stuck in that bubble and not being able to get out. There were real issues. But nobody had any issue with the games or the competition or what they meant at that time. I'm going to even argue that nobody would have any issues crowning anybody else the champ if it weren't LeBron and the Lakers. And don't, again, come up in here. You know me. I am not a LeCap and LeBag apologist. Far from it. But I am going to argue that if it were anybody else, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And if it would be any of these other people that Daryl Morey spoke to that are hanging an asterisk on them, had they won, there's no way they'd say, you know what? We'd really rather win a real championship. We know this one's bogus. I mean, stop with that. All of a sudden now, though, it's a phony championship, and there's an asterisk on it, and it never really happened. I guess what I'm saying is, and man, it is weird to defend LeBag, since I usually don't. But do you really think that everybody would be saying this if it weren't LeBron? If it weren't the Lakers? Because I don't think so. Even that quote from Morey himself starts by saying, had the Rockets won the title, I absolutely would have celebrated it as legitimate. Just stop right there. So how is anything after what he says, after that, going to be credible? I'm just saying. Everybody else I talk to thinks that it's bogus. Oh, but I would have accepted it. The quote should have ended right there because that's all there is to say. The other 28 GMs not named Rob Lowe Pelinka would have all said the same thing. They all would have claimed that title as legit if they won it. But they're trying to keep their jobs. They're trying to get raises. What, you think they're not going to go to the bargaining table with their owner and say, I did win you a championship? Nah, you know what, though? I'm not going to bring that up because it has an asterisk. Yeah, like none of them would claim that. Like none of them would own that. Come on, man. But anonymously, they'll pot shot the Lakers and say that it didn't count. It didn't count. So the fact that Morey, at least according to Morey, all say that it doesn't hold up, they're saying that, is a genuine championship, just means they're as full of it as he is. It means nothing. It couldn't be more of a hollow take than that. And I've got nothing against Daryl Morey, honestly. Wait for this. I have nothing against him. Different dude. Really smart dude. Really different approach to building teams. Used to come on the show quite a bit back in the day. Always enjoyed talking to him. However, but is this really the dude who should be the arbiter of what's a legitimate championship and what's not? Why him? Why Daryl? Honestly, what would he know about a legitimate championship? I mean, I'm not even trying to be rude or cruel. I'm actually being serious. What would he know? The guy's been a GM for 2 decades and has never even had a team in the finals. So who is he to judge, and who is he to tell anybody what a legitimate championship is or isn't, let alone tell LeBron and the Lakers that theirs is not? If there's an asterisk on that title, and there's not in my mind, but if there is, that guy is the wrong messenger because he's never come close to sniffing one. Now, I know that the vast majority, if not every last one of you, agrees with him. I just don't. And for the record, this piece in The Athletic was about the bubble experience and featured input from several other people who were also in the bubble at that time. 5 of them were asked about the asterisk. Morey was the only one who said the title was tainted. 2 of them said it was actually the toughest title to win in NBA history. Joe Varden, a guy that I respect a lot, a guy you've heard on the show, who authored that piece, did not put an asterisk on it, but he did add a yeah, but. A yeah, but. And his yeah, but's interesting. We can talk about that. The yeah, but there was no flying because they were all inside that bubble, which meant that LeBron only took 1 flight in 3 months. It's hard to tell how much that really benefited LeBron, but it's a fair point to at least question, debate, discuss. It's legitimate to bring up. I would argue, yeah, but LeBron didn't fly. What? Yeah, but neither did anybody else during that point, during that time. And I know LeCap was an old man, but still not like now and playing at a super high level back then. So maybe you'd argue, yeah, but he was older and definitely benefited by not having to do all that travel. Okay, but neither did anybody else. They all had the same exact circumstances, same rules, same circumstances, and still the Lakers came out on top. This is why I don't agree with Morey or any of the other unnamed. And man, can we stop with anonymous sources and unnamed executives? If you're going to say crap like this, just put your name on it. Put your name on it and then say why you said it. But that aside, I don't agree with those who say that it's tainted and it's not because I'm Laker Jim.
Put your name on it.
You can call me Laker Jim all you want, but that's what I was saying then. That's what I will say right now. That's what I will always say. Just like saying that the title has an asterisk doesn't actually mean anything because they got the Larry O. And they hung their banner, and nobody can ever take that away from them. But, don't let that ruin your fun, haters. Don't let that stop you from saying, told you so, Rome. Enjoy your dub. Enjoy your dub. Don't let the facts get in the way of your good time. Don't let the facts get in the way of your hate, which is your good time. I know you never do. Just know that if it were your team, that would not be your take. Know that. Know that. You do know that. If it were your team, that would not be your take, and you know it.